Alrighty, hey, what's up, everybody? It's Blackjack. Welcome back to. Okay. Alright, you know what? Yeah, maybe it will come true that I can actually do the opening to my own channel. Thank you, Leanna. Hi, welcome back. This is Blackjack. If you've been in the know, it's good to see you all again. I appreciate this theme song, but it's really stopping me from doing things. It's really badass and cool, but still can't hear a damn word I'm saying. It's also really cool that they actually give like the voiceover credits to where they belong. That's actually kind of cool in this intro. I'm guessing these are like the spirits and stuff. Oh. I mean, goddamn, they might as well just release an anime at this point. Whoa, hi. I remember that. Oh, did you get trapped in the internet? Oh, nope. Oh, look, it's Haunter. Everybody's happy except Zack because fuck Zack, that dude is miserable. Oh, is this game projecting on me? I don't like it when games project on me. Don't tell me who I'm supposed to love. Alrighty, anyway. Jeez, that took forever. That's the new opening for Crystalline. I actually didn't think there would be like a huge, big, like AMV sort of thing there. But yeah, or I guess MV in this case. But yeah, Crystalline, everybody. This is Blackjack. For those of you that are in the know, you know that my PC or my laptop was down, and that's why I haven't been making videos and all that. For those of you that haven't known this, why aren't you following me on Twitter? Why aren't you in the Discord? If you were in those places, you'd known this by now, and you know that's why I haven't been uploading anything. But anyway, it's great to be back. Let's go ahead and jump into some more Crystalline. I debated going back and actually starting anew, since now it has all the functions and features and everything that it was supposed to have in the previous ones. But now, it kind of feels like unnecessary story-wise to do that. So I just kind of want to stick with it and see all the features that it has moving forward from now. So let's go ahead and load it up and get started. Where was I last? Here we go. See if I remember everything.
This is a genuine Vestin coin.
Yeah, cool. Kara's Detroit Become Human. Are you Kara or Kara? I can't remember anymore. God damn it. Zack glances at the coins and folds his arms, clearly unimpressed. Oh right, you've been making moves on my woman. I don't appreciate that, Zack. You can go. You can slide back to the right, if you will.
How much could a rusted out dated coin be worth?
I don't know, Squall, you tell me.
About a few hundred gold pieces.
Uh-huh. Is that how much you're worth? Oh god. Zack's demeanor instantly changes. I haven't moved a bit. I haven't changed a bit, have I?
You don't say.
Uh-huh. Kara smoothly pockets the satchel as Zack covertly searches the room. As Kara finishes up her inspection of the room, Leanna looks around.
Well, since we found what we came for, we should head back.
Sure. Kara nods and leads the way out. As we leave the room, oh right, this is like where we had the crazy fire woman who touched me or something like that, and then I got powers back, I think. As we leave the room, we notice the fire, which had previously glowed in front of the barrier, is now gone, but all of our items are still intact. Hey, nothing, oh right, this is the worst name ever. Hey, nothing was burned in here.
Curious. Then it can be assumed that the purpose of this trial was not to destroy our possessions, but to test our willingness to sacrifice.
Lame. Kara happily scoops out the, I really don't remember if it's Kara or Kara. Scoops out her coin purse. I'm just gonna wait for someone to say it.
I'm not complaining.
I'm not complaining either. You're a pleasant sight, a welcome sight to this Let's Play. Leanna smiles in relief as she suddenly reaches in and quickly collects what looks like a ring attached to a thin chain.
Let's keep going.
Yeah. What time is it again? 2:27? Okay. Now I kind of know where to actually start and stop recording. The rest of us snatch up our items and continue back out of the corridor. I'm going to need like a clock somewhere for this. The trek out of the temple is a lot faster and easier than the trek in, mostly because there were no more obstacles to stop us. We pop out of the same hidden wall in which we entered. Just as before, the main ceremonial hall is empty. We wave goodbye to the couple of monks sweeping the entryway, then begin the walk back to the village. Ask Kara who the Vestins were. Ask Amelia what her theory about the mysterious woman is. I don't really feel like talking. Well, no. I fall in step with Kara. So, who exactly were the Vestins?
They were the original tribe of Ember Mist, and the initial keepers of the Fire Temple.
I really do remember how much I like this voice. Did they build the temple? Kara shrugs.
It depends on who you ask. Some experts believe they did. Others think the temple was already there by the time the Vestins came about.
Interesting. Now I'm curious. How did you get into treasure hunting? She pauses just a little too long before flashing me her usual cheerful grin.
I just sort of fell into it, honestly. Treasure hunting naturally fit into my nomadic lifestyle.
It's exactly what I was expecting. Just the boom, then the boom, and the boom. I just sort of fell into it. Oh, right, she already said that. Where did you learn about all the history to even identify relics?
You'd be surprised how much you pick up along the way, especially after you realize what a lucrative business this can be.
You know, you'd think this is like something like Dead or Alive Extreme with the physics of this game. So, you're just in it for the money?
I didn't say that. I'll admit that at first I was just in it for the money. But the more I learned about the ancient people of Asaria, the more invested I became in the history of each relic I found.
Invested because there was money in it.
I started to find myself daydreaming about who might have used the items I found. What kind of person were they? Did they cherish this item, or was it just another piece of their ever-growing collection of stuff?
Probably the latter. That's a cool way of thinking. You're more than meets the eye. That seems like a foolish way of thinking. See where this goes. It's actually kind of nice. I had no idea Kara had this side to her. That's surprisingly deep. Kara raises an eyebrow.
I'm full of layers.
I beg to differ. Because there are not a lot of layers that I'm seeing. I look her up and down and take her barely there. Predictive text blackjack. It's a thing. It is a thing. I have not lost a step in 2 months. Not from what I can see. She smirks.
Metaphorically speaking.
Ah, right. Ask Amelia about who her theory of the... I kind of want to know this, but I don't want to talk. Fine. I approach Amelia. So, that theory you mentioned in the temple about the woman, what was it? Amelia glances at me. Here we go.
Given the location and circumstances previously described by Elder Issam, my estimation is that the unknown woman you encountered was a projected image of the fire elemental. Of course, as I could not observe her myself, I cannot be certain.
Great! Do you think that's why she wouldn't talk back? Also, why wouldn't she just show up in person? Also, why couldn't you just make that like 2 sentences? 2 short sentences.
The amount of energy needed to sustain just an appearance of the elemental would have drained the temple completely. There would have been no energy left for her to give to you.
Is that why she disappeared right after?
The depletion of energy in the temple would have meant she'd no longer be sustained in this world.
So I'm right. Okay, thank you. Amelia looks thoughtful.
Although, it is quite unusual that she would have you absorb the energy to begin with.
You're weirder. I see. No wonder she was so hot. She actually exists? I had a feeling that was her. That explains why she was so hot. Amelia looks at me curiously.
I assume, as the elemental of fire, it would only be appropriate that her being is imbued with the essence of her element.
Yeah,
Naturally, that must mean her touch was hotter than average.
Yep, sure. Yep, it certainly got the blood rushing, if you know what I mean. She stares straight at me.
I do not. Please elaborate.
I'll tell you when you're older. This is awkward. It's just that when she touched me, suddenly all the energy rushed in and definitely got that adrenaline going.
Yes, I suppose that would happen.
She looks thoughtful.
Still, it is quite perplexing that she would only reveal herself to you.
I'm sorry, I'm the only man in this entire group. Yes, Zach. It's not just me. The Pongo saw her too, I think. He didn't really make it clear if it was seeing her or just the fox thing.
The Guardian.
The huh?
The fox would be the guardian of the fire temple. Each temple has its own guardian who protects it.
Oh, so how come the Guardian didn't attack us for breaking into the temple?
We did not break in. The guardian enforces the trial in the temple. Only those who are able to complete the trials are welcome into the temple.
Okay. In this case, the magical fire that we put into our stuff, that we had to put our stuff in? Amelia nods, still deep in thought. Are you still trying to figure out why no one else could see the elemental? She nods again. Any theories?
As of now, I do not have one. But perhaps after some further research.
Her voice trails off as she falls back into deep thought. Kara, Zack, and Amelia lead the way back to Ember Mist while I lag behind. The Pongo sits on my head. Liana notices my absence and falls into step with me. Game, you're really projecting this. She pats the Pongo, who ignores her, still too focused on the energy around me. Liana pouts and shakes away the Pongo's disregardance of her and focuses her attention on me.
Something on your mind?
Maybe. I drop my voice low so the others can't hear me. Now that I've collected the energy from the temple, that means I can try to create a temporal rift and go back home, right? Right? Because there's like a redheaded girl that I'm gonna... It's a thing, and I don't wanna... She's probably wondering where the fuck I am. Can you just help me out here? Kara stops, then whirls around to face as Zack and Amelia stop with her.
Pardon me, you were speaking very softly and it was a little hard to hear, but it sounded like you just said you need to open a temporal rift to go back home. I love that she's just like, excuse me, couldn't really hear you, but this exact thing that you just said. But that can't be right, can it?
You nosy. Geez, this woman has got some supersonic hearing. I glance at Liana, who looks alarmed. About that. Kara's smile falters at my hesitance, but Amelia looks excited.
I knew it. My hypothesis is correct.
Oh, God. You know how to kill a mood.
Hypothesis? What hypothesis?
My hypothesis that he is from a parallel world.
Oh, that was a hypothesis. You just couldn't guess it from all the weird shit that I've been saying thus far. Liana's eyes grow wide as she suddenly forces a panicked smile.
I think all this parallel world and temporal rift talk has been getting to you. I mean, Elder Isum said it's impossible.
He has already admitted it.
What? Liana and I have been careful not to say anything. When?
The day of our acquaintance.
Huh? I rack my brain but don't remember bringing that up around Amelia.
You sought out Professor Xavier's guidance, and after he imparted his advice, you and Liana had a brief discussion in which you mentioned that what he had suggested was exactly what happened to you.
That's where she interjected afterwards. Mind your own fucking business.
Thus began my hypothesis that you arrived from a parallel world.
That's not a fucking hypothesis then. Liana looks at me unsure how to react. What's up with all these eavesdroppers, right? Does nobody understand the word privacy around here? You all have a problem with eavesdropping.
It's not eavesdropping if you're speaking loud enough for me to hear.
But I was talking like this. How the fuck can you hear me if I'm like... Well, actually, you know what? No. Actually, if you could hear half of the things that I've been saying, maybe you should be getting the hint. I still don't know what to call you yet.
Do not change the subject at hand.
Nah, I will. Liana sighs.
She already knows.
Not from Terra, huh?
Zack looks me up and down and nods himself. No.
That's a lot better than the alternative.
What? What's the alternative?
That you might be... unique.
Oh, I see. We're going with that joke.
Zack!
I like how the euphemism for that is unique. He shrugs.
He didn't even know what a discharger was. At least if he's from another world, that explains why he didn't know these things.
Kara looks skeptical.
How did he get here?
Did you not hear about how I dropped through a temporal rift?
There have been unexplainably high concentrations of energy popping up throughout Isaria, and he happened to show up at one of those areas.
Uh-huh.
We went to the Mage Academy to get some answers, and that's how we came up with the possibility that the high energy readings were temporal rifts, and somehow he had traveled through one.
Yep.
Why or how those rifts were even opened, we still don't know.
But if they're the only way for me to get back home, then I have to try to open one. Kara shrugs.
Let's just make sure you attempt to open one far away from where I'm standing.
Okay.
That might be tricky considering no one knows how to open one. We may need to talk to Elder Isum.
Oh, so Kara, you don't want to go back with me through the temporal rift? Oh, actually, no, because then the redhead will get really, really fucking mad at me. You know what? Yeah, you're right. You stay as far away. But as long as we're not in this temporal rift, you know. Ugh.
That won't be necessary. I know how to do so already.
You're 15. Fuck off. We all stare at her. How do you know that?
The directions are located in Elder Issam's old research notes, which I have gathered from the Academy. The spell itself is a simple conjuration, which even an amateur could do.
An amateur can open a temporal rift, then why isn't everyone doing it?
The impossibility of the spell comes from the fact that the human body cannot manipulate the amount of energy needed for it.
Oh, so is it like a grand conjuration? Guitar, you may be coming in handy in a little bit. She pauses, then points to me.
He may be an exception.
I squirm slightly as their gazes fall on me.
Given that you have absorbed energy directly from the temple, which should also be an impossibility, I must assume that there is something within you which can possess the high amount of magic without suffering consequences. Perhaps it is a skill which you acquired from your world.
My world doesn't have magic. It has robots. Amelia blinks.
Regardless, only a short amount of time has passed. There is plenty of time for you to still internally combust.
Hey, don't you start with this shit. I'm not about to burst into flames. I've forgotten the lyric. Pardon me while I burst into flames. Wow, I don't remember the... Wow. I had a setup for a joke and it was gone. A wave of unease makes my stomach queasy. Maybe I should open up this rift now before that has a chance to happen. Amelia grins with excitement.
I concur with that suggestion.
That may be the best now that you have the magic.
Zack shrugs and Kara takes a look at our open surroundings.
Maybe we should first look for a spot with a bit more cover. We don't want to be opening up rifts on an open pathway.
Wouldn't that be the perfect way to do it? It's open!
Good point.
Fine, alright. Don't show anybody.
There was some tree cover towards the west.
Oh, yeah, let's hide behind some trees. That'll work. We mumble our affirmations and follow Zack towards the... What? We're listening to this ass? It's fucking Zack! He never has good ideas. We settle into the grove of trees. Both Leanna and Amelia stand on either side of me. Zack selects a tree far enough away to not be affected by any stray magic, but close enough to get a good view of what's going on. Kara, on the other hand, hangs back towards the outskirts of the trees. Zack looks back at her, an amused smile on his lips. No.
You'll miss the show from back there. You sure you don't want to come any closer?
Hey, listen, don't you dare... Listen, you cannot drop hinting lines like that. Kara's voice is distant.
Yep.
Good. There's a bit of movement as she takes another step back behind a tree. There's no way she can see anything from there. I can barely see her. I take a few steps closer to Kara.
Stop right there.
But you can't see anything from there.
On the contrary, I can see all I need from here.
I can too. You.
She can at least see if other people will stumble upon us from there.
Oh, yeah, a lookout. That's exactly what I meant.
Yeah, I know exactly what you meant.
I'm sure it has nothing to do with her wanting to stay out of the splash zone.
You know what? I just realized something. Sorry, I had to pause for... Oh, actually, it's not that bad. I'm not covering anything. I thought I was. Leanna furrows her brow.
Temporal rifts don't splash.
Yeah, I didn't mean to also just pause the game on you guys there.
No, but people do.
Zack!
He looks innocent.
What?
Leanna frowns. Amelia studies the notes, then nods to herself and snaps the book shut.
The casting is quite simple. It is the same technique as any other cast.
Uh-huh. Leanna looks at me.
Are you ready?
Yeah, sure, why not? Whatever. Okay, bye, guys! Amelia glances at my stance, then frowns.
Your stance is incorrect. Straighten your spine.
Okay, listen, shut the fuck up and just get me through here, please. I lengthen my spine and stand as straight as I can.
Now you are too tense. Keep yourself relaxed, but do not slump.
Happy? Okay. I release some of the tension in my back. She's about to speak again, but Leanna gently pulls Amelia to the side.
Okay, I think he gets it.
Yes. She steps in front of me and gives me an encouraging smile.
Your stance is fine. Just remember to raise your arms in front of you.
Oh, what, are we making a spirit bomb? I do as she says and she nods.
Now, the actual casting part is gonna sound tricky. You'll need to focus your mind on the spell you want to cast.
So I should just think about temporal realms?
Yes, but you need to connect that thought with the magical energy.
Okay.
Clear your mind of every thought.
My mind is always full of thought. I close my eyes and push away all of my doubts and confusion and focus on Leanna's voice. But you're focusing on something.
Now, think about the rift that you wish to create.
I imagine tearing a hole through that. Never mind. In the fabric of reality, I don't actually know what a rift would actually look like or feel like. All I remember is the bright light. Should I focus on that light?
At the same time, sense for the magic within you.
I don't have that. I try to sense for any kind of magic, but nothing feels out of the ordinary. How do I know where the magic is?
It'll feel like a tendril or willing warmth. When you find it, reach out for it and grab hold. The magic is eager to be used and will latch on.
I'll take you to the candy shop. That's exactly where my brain went. That or, I'll show you magic. Like that Magic Stick song. Like those two were immediately what popped in my head throughout that entire thing. That is that is a euphemism for that. I wish women were more like magic. Focus on what Leanna says. This is stupid. I'm kind of torn between these two. I don't know which one I want to go for. This is stupid. It sounds like a bunch of nonsense. How do you just find it? I do another cursory mental glance within, and just as I expected, I find no other waiting warmth other than my natural body heat. Just as I expected, this is silly.
Once you find the magic, connect your thoughts of the rift with the magic, and then channel both the magic and the thoughts through your hands to cast it in the open.
Okay, that's a little bit more specific. Thank you. I continue sensing, hoping to find even a hint of warmth, but how do I know if it's just not my own? How do I know if it's just my own warmth or the magic? Sweat beads on my temples as I strain to cast, but nothing happens. Eventually, my arms grow weary and my mind is exhausted. I decompress with a sigh. It didn't work.
It's okay, we can try again. People aren't usually able to cast on their first try.
So we set all this up like pretending that I was actually going to be able to do this? I haven't casted a damn thing before. Why would you think that I'm capable of doing this then? You got some issues. You got some issues. I've mentally grown, and the idea of doing all that again does not thrill me. There must be something I'm missing.
It just takes some getting used to. Plus, you're trying to cast without a manipulator.
Oh, but just focus on my magic, though. But now it's like, oh, by the way, doesn't work on your first try. Plus, you're missing this thing that we usually use. I mean, what the fuck? Oh, yeah, both you and Amelia use manipulators to cast. Maybe that's why I wasn't able to do it?
Well, the manipulator's function is to house the energy source for us to cast with.
Right, and I don't know where that energy source is, so wouldn't it make sense for me to have one of those so that I know, oh, okay, it's here. This is where I focus. Come on, Leanna.
Technically, because you already have the energy within you, you shouldn't need a manipulator.
But I don't know where it is. Oh.
But this is all theory anyway.
Yeah, theory.
It may be easier trying to cast using a crystal, especially for a first-time caster.
Regardless, there could be a multitude of factors for why this attempt was not successful.
Yes.
One for which could be as simple as the fact that you still did not possess enough energy to open the rift.
Yes, if you suffer from energetic dysfunction, we recommend a manipulator. Tried to make a Viagra joke out of this, and it didn't really work all that well, but whatever. Shouldn't the temple have had enough?
Theoretically, perhaps. But a significant portion of the energy was already being used to sustain the elemental's image. She was able to transfer what was left of the energy to you, which from my readings was only 20% of the total energy in the temple when we started.
That's an interesting way to say the word theoretically, but okay. Oh, hi! Suddenly Kara is standing right behind us, as cheerful as ever.
That sounds like you all still need to explore some more temples.
Aha, you're excited! I jump at her presence. Even Leanna and Amelia seem surprised to see her so close. Only Zack is unaffected. How did you get here so fast? She's a ninja. She grins at me.
Am I wrong?
You're not, but again, the Pongo jumps out of Kara's arms and hops into mine.
Boy, boy!
I pat him on the head and he wiggles contently, licking the air around me.
So it could be that he doesn't know how to cast, or that he doesn't have enough energy.
It's probably the former.
Sure, but what does that mean for you all in terms of next steps? Are you going to hang out in Ember Mist until he learns how to cast?
Nope, we're just gonna move on to the next chapter and then figure it out from there.
It could take him weeks before he can even cast the simplest of spells. That is quite a long time to rely on someone else's hospitality.
It sounds like it would still be in your best interest to visit at least one more temple just to be sure you have enough energy. You can teach him how to cast on the way, so by the time he gets there, he'll be ready to go.
Is Kara the only smart one here? Lana looks thoughtful.
That does seem like the better option than the alternative.
It is. If it's the fastest way to get me back home, then I'm not opposed to having all of our bases covered. Amelia nods.
That is the most efficient course of action. If we can mitigate any uncertain factors, then we can pinpoint where the weakness is and adjust accordingly for a successful cast.
Aha.
The research this will provide will be very informative.
Hearing Amelia's affirmation, Zack shrugs.
Since I'm here to protect Amelia, I go where she goes.
Okay, good. You're here to protect her, right? So you can stay the fuck away from Kara. Kara smiles broadly and slings her arm around Zack and Amelia, much to their dismay.
Great. Then our arrangement is still on.
That it is. I'll see you later tonight.
Hey!
Zack moves out of Kara's grasp. She smirks.
Most men would be thrilled to have a pretty woman hug them. Right, Amelia?
No. That was supposed to be right, penicillin, right? Why? Don't, no. Move your eyes this way.
That is correct. A healthy physique is inherently attractive for potential mates.
Just the way she says everything. Kara lets go and starts to lead the way way out of the forest.
We should spend the night in Ember Mist. We can plan our next steps there.
You want to spend the night in Ember Mist? Oh, everything in this game is somehow sexual. Once we are in agreement, we follow Kara back to Ember Mist. Upon arriving, we head into the inn.
We can spend the night here. I'll meet you back down in the lobby in a few minutes.
Sounds good. She ventures upstairs while we secure our 2 rooms with the innkeeper. As we receive our keys, Amelia excuses herself. Yes, please, go away.
I wish to seek an audience with Elder Issam and continue our discussion. I would be remiss to let such an opportunity pass.
Bye. He seems like a good guy, but maybe we keep the fact that I'm not from here a secret.
Yes, that is something in which we are in agreement.
Great, bye. Oh, okay. She nods and leaves the inn. The decor of the inn is very similar to Elder Issam's hut. Pillows and rugs line the ground as a few people sit cross-legged in front of the fire. A few tables line the other side of the lobby, all of which are empty. In fact, aside from the couple of people chatting by the fire, this place is very empty. Once I sit down, I feel a fatigue pass over me, but I try to shake it off. I guess they don't see too many visitors here.
For a city that's supposed to be so secret, that's not surprising. It's more surprising that they have an inn.
Looking around, I wouldn't exactly call this an inn. I nod and stifle a yawn. We sit at the table as Zack orders his dinner. After a few minutes, Kara returns.
Where's Amelia?
She went to speak with Elder Sim. She nods. My eyelids droop and I'm stifling yawns every few minutes. Oh no, I'm falling asleep. My limbs feel like leaded weights and it's taking all my effort to sit upright. After I let out a wide yawn, Leanna glances over at me.
Maybe you should go to bed. We're winding down anyway, so it'd be a good idea to get some rest.
Cool. I nod blearily. That sounds really good right now. I guess absorbing all that energy really takes it out of you, huh? Leanna smiles at my joke.
It would seem so.
Regardless, I'm grateful for that excuse to leave. I trot upstairs and fumble with the key before opening the door. Then I fall into one of the twin cots and pass out as soon as my head hits the pillow. Alrighty. I guess this is a good place to go ahead and end this episode. Thank you all so much for essentially my return episode back to YouTube. Thank you so much for watching the video today. All that other stuff about subscribing and liking and commenting, you know how to do that stuff already. But I'm glad to be back. And we should be back to like regular speed once this is uploaded. Other than that, I still got like Detroit Become Human to go ahead and play through. There's still some more Ace Academy stuff that I want to do. There's also some other Pixel Fate things that I want to do. Well, you'll find out about that later on. And then I need some suggestions for new games to play. I'm starting to run out of some, so I'm thinking about what maybe next steps will be. Also, I will be back on Twitch starting Thursday night. So if you want to catch my streams, Thursday night is the time to go and see me yet again. So I want to thank you again so much for joining me for today's episode. Goodbye and good night. Whew. That has been a while. That has been a while. I should also probably say.